Nobody.
Nobody reads short stories.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Megan.
and you're watching Nobody Reads Short Stories, where two writers talk about writing. Eventually, we're going to be getting back to talking about short stories and listening to them too.
Yes, but in the meantime, if you want to hear a full story, go to our website, nobodyreadshortstories.com, or any of our podcast platforms, and you can listen to our previous episodes there.
But don't do it yet, because you have to stay here and listen to us.
That's right. For right now, let's stay here and listen to Jeremy and I talk during Cranky Talk. So I'm going to crank Kinky right now.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So we ran away with our conversation talking about short stories last week. So Jeremy, take it away. Tell us about this wonderful book you've been reading.
First, I gotta apologize to my friend Ramit Sethi. Ramit, I'm so sorry that we didn't get to your book. Also, by the way, I don't actually know Ramit, so if he ever ends up watching this, I know that we don't know each other, but I kind of feel like I know you, Ramit, because your book is so awesome. And
Jeremy, tell everybody what the title of the book is.
It is I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And let me tell you, this title made me not read the book for like a year, because I was like, this title does not make me want to read this. One of my friends recommended it to me, and I like my friend because she's my friend. So I did finally listen to her advice, and I read it, and I like that he's sassy, but he's sassy and he makes doing your finances fun. And I'm not joking. Like, he makes it really easy to break down. He talks about investing. He talks about all sorts of things that I did not think I had the brains for. And he gives you confidence and allows you to go at your own pace with setting things up so that you have security in your future. Doesn't that sound good, Megan?
Oh, that sounds amazing. So what is one thing that you learned from the book that's like, you feel like, oh, this is good for independent writers and freelancers to know?
Well, we want to spend time writing, right? So one thing I would recommend is reading this book, because he breaks down how you can set up your accounts so that you have to do very little work. You
mean
like
your banking accounts?
your banking accounts, exactly. So like your money, your income will go into your checking account, and then like you set up your credit card so it automatically gets withdrawn at a certain time, and then your investment money gets withdrawn at a different time. So it's something that you just have to quickly glance at your statement like once a month, and you're good to go. So I do recommend this book for authors for that purpose. Also, everyone who's going to be listening to this show is going to be super rich at some point. So I recommend this to all of you.
Yay, I love that. Yes, everybody will be swimming in wealth like Scrooge McDuck from
But don't,
DuckTales.
this is not a verbal agreement, so do not sue us. Speaking of success, Megan, we wanted to talk about what we've learned from writing short stories.
Yeah, so Jeremy and I are both short story writers, as you guys all know, and we've written quite a few up until now. And so we just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of things that we've learned throughout that process. I know for me, it's been really interesting as I move toward like starting to create a collection of short stories of my own, like the different like kind of themes and voices and characters that have come out of the stories. You know, like when you're writing multiple short stories, I feel like you don't necessarily, like, I don't know how you are, Jeremy, but for me, like, I just kind of like get the idea and roll with it. But then I go back and I look at several of them and I'm like, oh, there's these recurring themes, and maybe these characters sound the same, or they sound different, or they sound like and taking us, you know, to each other. I don't know. Do you find things like that that come out of your short stories that you notice, like characters that you like, or themes that
That's a really good point. I think I'm kind of opposite. Like, it allows me to go crazy For me, when I'm doing a short story, I let the story whisper to me. I know how pretentious it is, but it actually is something that happens. The story tells me what structure it wants. And so I always find it fascinating afterward, like maybe like 6 months or a year afterward, where I read a short story and I'm like, dude, this Jeremy was weird. Like, I respect him. I couldn't write this anymore. But like, it's like an enjoyable thing to see each short story and be like, this feels like a different writer in some way. That's neat. But speaking with the themes and everything, it is really fascinating when you're writing and weird themes come out. Like, I'm finishing up like work on Petrified Women, which is a thriller. When I started, I just wanted a very easy thriller. And then all of a sudden, like my subconscious is like, add wooden women statues into this piece. And I'm like, okay, subconscious, let's see where this goes. So it is kind of interesting to see what themes come out when you're writing.
I love that you kind of like set out to write this very simple, like shallow story.
I did. I wanted
thriller.
a shallow
You're like,
story.
I want to write a shallow story. I don't want it to
I
have
told my boyfriend. I really wanted a shallow story. And then my character Harley was not a shallow girl. And I'm like, okay, Harley, have it your freaking way.
no depth, no substance, just
I
plot
wish.
points.
But I don't want to talk
nothing
about
else
me
again.
anymore. I want to talk about Megan before our time goes out. Megan decided, and everyone should be super, super excited with us, that she is going to do an anthology of short stories. I'm going to talk faster because I don't want the time to go out on me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Pressure. So anyway, Megan is a really talented writer. You should check out, she has, is it 2 or 3 that we have already done of your pieces?
2 short stories,
right?
in season 1. Yeah.
We're going to put the links below so that you can check them out. But her writing is so good. And she finally decided, you know what? I'm going to listen to my mom and also Jeremy and release a short story anthology series down the line. Megan, tell us about this.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about it. This is a collection of short stories that I've been working on for quite some time, and I just finally decided, anybody who's familiar with my work, it's not necessarily genre, but it's not necessarily like straight dramatic literature. So I just really feel like the best way to kind of put it all together and get it out there is to just self-publish it. So I'm really excited about moving into this next phase, and I'm excited to have it done so that I can get it out to you guys in all of its glory.
Yeah, we were talking about gatekeepers. Like, we're also friends. We're not just co-hosts. So we actually have conversations off the show. And we were talking about how gatekeepers get in the way of writing and how awesome it is that you can actually release your pieces without having somebody tell you no.
Yeah, I think it's really easy when you're trying to get your work out there to be, I'll just finish my thought, to be like dissuaded by all the gatekeepers, and they kind of like, people shutting doors in your faces and like saying no, 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 or being encouraged to death, which is another thing that I find kind of annoying. But
that would be a great gravestone. He was
encouraged to death. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm gonna do something with that.
Megan, in 90 years when you do pass away, please have that on your gravestone.
I am. I'm gonna make that up. I'm gonna put a note in my will. Here lies Megan Morrison. She was encouraged to death.
We have cheated. We have cheated.
Sorry, guys. Those extra 20 to 30 seconds, 35 seconds of us babbling on. So,
speaking of babbling on, that was a great segue. We're going to go a little out of order. We like social media, right, Megan? We like babbling on social media as well.
We do. We love it. So if you guys love it.
We have an Instagram and we have a Twitter, and I'm so giggly, I can't remember what our hashtag is, Megan, and that's legit. What is our hashtag for Twitter?
It's hashtag NRSS podcast.
Yay! Also, do you want to do it really out of order?
Yeah, let's totally
purple
do it out of order.
And orange vibes.
What? Where are you getting these colors from? I feel like that's very unusual for us. So we're now presenting something we've never presented before, ever on this show.
Never presented this before.
It's our NRSS Nobody Reads Short Stories official pillow. It's black. It has orange and white and purple lettering. It's so comfortable. My dad has one. He loves it. I love it. I almost stole it when I left. It's incredibly comfortable. We also have fanny packs. We have leggings. We have shirts. We have phone cases. We have pretty much anything you could ever want to support. We have what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
that was the most random thing I could say.
So go to our website, nobodyreadshortstories.com. Check out our merchandise, support the arts, and support yourself by getting some new clothes.
By the way, if you want to support Megan and I, you can go to our websites and you will find out interesting things about us. Right, Megan? So
That's right. So if you go to jeremyraystories.com, you will find out all the interesting things that Jeremy's working on, where you can subscribe to his weekly newsletter, where he sends out weekly short stories, super short, micro short stories that you get every week, fresh out of his brain, onto the email and into your email box.
Listen, and if you subscribe this week, it's my favorite because like every week 8, we have a vote off to see which ones people like the best. So I'd love to have you.
And it's fierce competition. I mean, I'm telling you, like, people get really attached to these stories and they really advocate for them. And I feel like pretty soon, there's going to be like,
they try to
huge, and they're going to like slip Jeremy some 20s in the mail. And so you better come with your game.
It's so strange, like that these little 100-word stories that people are like, so mine is winning, right? And I'm like, it's actually not, but
that just means that people are invested, which is what you want.
And Megan, I'm invested in you, and there are people invested in you. And to invest in Megan, you can go to meganamorrison.com, put your name in there, and she will let you know when she has some success going her way.
That's right. So we are actively reading stories, finishing up our submissions for season 3, which we will be announcing more about very shortly. And we're very excited.
Megan, I really want to rub this in.
Okay.
We are going to be talking about the short stories that we're going to have for season 3 right after this show. It's getting decided who we're going to have on.
Oh my gosh, that's very exciting.
I'm so excited. I wish you were us right now.
I know. If you were us, you would be very excited about the conversation that's going to happen.
They're so good. The short stories are so good. Megan, we got to move on or I'm going to give something away.
Oh, okay. So moving along, I think that's it. We can't wait to come back next week or the next week and share more information about season 3, which is coming soon.
2 more things that I realized that we should talk about. One is if you have friends and family, which I sure hope you do, please let them know that we exist and we do audiobook short stories free. And if you're somebody who likes live things, like I know that we're all isolated from each other because of quarantine. Megan, what time is this in Eastern time and everything?
Yeah,
you're good at
that. If you feel like checking us out live, we record this every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So come out, check us out. We're doing all of this live. That's why it's so wacky and unedited. And I
memorized all of this, Megan.
You're so good. Good job, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Come back next week. Bye.
No one reads short stories anymore. I really don't know what they're written for. Go write a short story and throw it out the door. 'Cause no one reads short stories, funny, sad, or gory. No one reads short stories anymore. Yes, no one reads short stories anymore.